How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to achieve and become your highest self if you are someone that wants to make a shift. You want to change. You want to become something that you know that you can. This is the episode for you because we're going to tap into that energy and make it your reality. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that you enjoy or take away from this episode, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does that help me know what resonated with you, but somebody else might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that is together. So whether you leave a positive comment or share this with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's go ahead and dive into today's episode. So do you want to shift? Do you want to become something amazing? Do you want to become something powerful, the highest version of yourself? In this episode, we're going to talk about the tactic that I'm using, and I believe if you adopt this, not only will it change your life, but you will experience the one that you desire. The #1 thing that we have to focus on is the words that are in our head. What we say about ourselves and what we think about the world matter so much. And you see, most of us operate in autopilot. We operate with the ideas and beliefs that our parents bestowed upon us. Or maybe it's the friends you grew up with, or the school you went to, where the ideas about self, like the limitations and things that you are supposed to do, are imprinted in your mind. How to be a good person, how to be a productive citizen, how to do this, how to be that, all put into your mind from your parents or people of influence as you grew up. But we don't often learn that we actually can control the thoughts that are in mind and also how those thoughts affect us. The easiest way to think about it is know this. Your perspective or your perception is your reception. You will receive based on how you perceive. If you want to adjust how you perceive, you have to change the thoughts and words going in your mind. Think about those words as where your eyes resonate. So if they're low frequency words, your eyes are low. If they're high frequency words, then your eyes are high. All you have to do is spend all your time, your control, your focus on those thoughts. So what do you want to become? Do you want to become the next Elon Musk? Do you want to build hotels across the world? Do you want to have a happy family? Do you want to have a bunch of money in the bank? What is it that you desire to achieve? And the best part is this can change over time. And when you do it the way we're going to talk about, it may start with the material goal, but it will shift to an interior goal, to a healing goal, to a growth goal. And what you see on the outside will change because your perception is your reception. So your current understanding of the world is based upon your current state. So you may not be able to see what it is that you're truly meant to become, what you're truly meant to be because of the limited state you're in. So as you start to rise, your view changes. The horizon that you can see changes. So you're able to see a new possibility for you, a new future for you, a new thing that you desire as you grow. That's why this process is so powerful, and you only focus on the process, not the result. You don't focus on the boat you want to get. You don't focus on the money that you want to get. You don't focus on the car, whatever. You don't focus on those. You set those as guidance systems, but then you continue to focus on the thoughts. So how does the successful version of you think about yourself? How does the successful version of you think about the world? Write it down. And then start doing it. Start thinking that way. If I want to be the best mindset coach in the world, meaning I want to influence and support everybody that physically could hear my words, that could physically read my work, that could physically know that I exist. If I want to be that great, right? That's huge. That's not just helping a few hundred people. That's becoming worldwide known, worldwide fame, worldwide expansion. That individual, if that's my goal, cannot think like my current state. That version says, I am the most powerful coach in the world. I am the most impactful energy, mindset, individual that's ever existed. When I study, when I speak, when I learn, when I grow, I do it as the highest self. Everything I'm doing is in this energy. Every conversation I have with somebody is a powerful conversation because they will be uplifted by the guidance I give. Every time I work with somebody, they grow. My growth is in their growth because not only am I speaking in the highest frequency, not only am I acting and thinking in the highest frequency, but by speaking it to someone else, I'm connecting to them and gaining their understanding, their perspective, their hurt, their pain, and knowing where it comes from so that can then enlighten me even more. If I had that mindset, then I would achieve those goals. So whatever it is for you that you want to achieve, you have to build the mindset and put it on play over and over and over again. I am the best musician in the world. Nobody makes better music than me. Nobody studies music more than me. Nobody knows music more than me. Nobody sings more passionately than me. If that's your mindset, you will become a great singer because you will outwork everybody else because it isn't work, it's purpose. If you're saying these words in your head, if you're creating these beliefs, these ideas, these thoughts, and you're speaking them into the world, it's no longer work. It's no longer something you have to do. It's something you get to do because it's your purpose. And I'm sorry that I'm getting hot with this. I'm getting excited because it's the flow state that matters so much. Your connection to your higher self is waiting for you. All you have to do is align your eyes to it. Remember, the words that go through your mind are the reflection of the frequency that you're in. If you want higher frequency, you have to speak highly about yourself, or speak highly about yourself, if I'm saying that correctly. Speak in the highest high. Speak in your glory. I've said that the word glory is going to be something that I'm going to use. I'm going to be the most powerful speaker in the world, and everybody will hear the glory. They will hear the glory that I share because they will see the glory in their own lives because it's a reflection. People don't see you, they see themselves in you. People won't see me, they'll see themselves in me. So if I can become the highest version of myself, if I'm the best coach in the world, it will get that positive reflection for them. You see, that's high mindseted thinking. And I know you may not want to be a coach, you may not want to be a podcaster, you may not want to be any of these things. You know, there's something that you want to do. But when you start speaking like that, with that energy, that excitement, that passion, it becomes real. And I tell you what, you're not always going to feel it, but you can manually do it. You can act as if even when you don't, because that's when you prove that's who you are. If you only do something when it's convenient, if you only do something when it's easy to do, when everyone else is supportive of it, when the path is right there, then you are not that. You are just a reflection of what you're around at that moment. And that's not you and your power. You and your power are the thing no matter what is around you, no matter what circumstances are, no matter how difficult it is, you are the thing. You think the thoughts, you believe the thoughts, you act on the thoughts, you speak on the thoughts. That's who you are. It doesn't need to be good. It doesn't need to be easy. It just needs to be something you constantly do. That's how you become it. That's how you rise up with that mindset. This episode right now is probably one of the most powerful episodes that I've ever done because this isn't just for me. It's for me to grow. It's not just for me to learn. It's not just for me to expand. It's for me to think, speak, and act. This is it in action. If you're wondering what it looks like to make the shift, this is it. I am in process speaking to you in the form that I desire to be. I am the greatest in the world. It's not bragging. You're not saying you're the greatest in the world because it's your ego, because my true belief is that I'm not even of this world, and neither are you. This body will die. This version of myself, Henry, will be forgotten. It's the energy that's important. So if I know the word great has meaning, if I know the word glory has meaning, if I know the word of pain, of hurt, of trauma, if I know they have meaning, then I'm going to use them accordingly. It's not that I think I'm greater than anyone else. It's not that you should believe you're greater than anyone else. We are all equal. Your success is my success. My healing is your healing, because we're all connected in this world. But the words have value. The greatest has value. When you say the greatest about yourself, you are putting yourself in that frequency. If you speak the greatest about yourself, you're putting yourself in that frequency. If you act in alignment, I mean, your physical actions are the greatest in alignment with all those three things, you will be in that frequency. It's not about the ego. If you can do it this way, you'll understand why you're doing it. You're doing it because your energy matters. As you rise, you will uplift those around you. You will be the light in your community that brightens everybody. You become the flashlight in the dark. You become what's needed when you do that. You're listening to this podcast, so I know it's not material first for you. It's healing your soul. It's finding peace and love. That's what's within you. That's why you came to the Positive Mindset Podcast. That's why we do the breathing exercise in the beginning. That weeds out the people that are just looking for the material. But now we're able to connect to it on a different level, because you're starting to realize, oh, when they say I'm the greatest with this perspective, it's not because you think you're better than anyone else. It's, you know, that when you say I am great, you are tagging yourself, which is the I am, with great, the high value. I am the most loving. I am the most powerful. I am the most forgiving. Give yourself that belief, that power, that frequency, and allow it to charge yourself up. Understand that those words dictate your perception. Your perception is your receptions. It's really that simple. And sometimes people don't want to believe that it's this simple, because they want to be right. They want to say that, no, my depression's too strong. My anxiety is too strong. The trauma that I've had is too strong. These things are too strong. That won't work for me. That's the things that start thinking, but that's the way you think. That's why that's true for you. When someone else that has gone through worse trauma than you doesn't think that way, they decide they're healed, they decide they're powerful, they decide they're loving, and they move forward. That doesn't mean the trauma doesn't hurt anymore. It's still there. It's a part of their experience, but it no longer has control over them. It's no longer the boundary which they couldn't think out of. You can make this shift. In fact, you deserve to make this shift. Imagine if your neighbor did this. Your neighbor healed. They became abundant. They grew and they expanded with so much love, with so much expansion, that they just wanted to give it and share and rise up everybody. You can become that neighbor. In fact, the best thing you'll ever give away is you. Access to you. Yes, this is my thought process. Yes, these are my daily actions. Yes, doing these created this experience for me. You don't give away the result. You always give away the process, how you get there. That's energy transfer. That's the purpose. So raise your frequency. It's your purpose. Raise your beliefs. It's your purpose. Do this all and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful. I just didn't want to stop it. I felt like it was in the vibe and I wanted to keep it going. So if this episode resonated with you, you can actually subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And all I do is send an update when an episode comes out. So there's no spam. There's no selling of anything. Like, it's just a reminder that the episode's coming up. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And just thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope it resonated with you. I hope it helped you tap into the frequency that you desire. But thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.